Welcome to the today class. In this class, we are going to discuss about some of the numericals and buck converter, boost converter, and buck boost converter. Already we derived the expression for the replace in inductor current, replace output voltage, replace in a critical inductance and critical capacitance for the buck converter, as well as boost converter and buck boost converter. Now we will take up a one numerical. A buck converter has a switching frequency 20 kilohertz. Switching frequency has 20 kilohertz. Here, the DC output voltage is 5 volts across the load resistance 5 ohm. The input voltage is 20 volts. The filter inductance is L equal to 200 microhenries. Calculate the duty ratio. B average load current. C peak to peak ripple inductor current. D average value of current in a diode, inductor, and a switching device. Filter capacitance. If the peak to peak ripple voltage is 20 millihenries, and critical value of inductance in the capacitance. Okay. So already just we are trying to draw this circuit diagram. This is a switch. This is the input voltage. This is the inductance, capacitance. This is the load. Here, one diode is there. This name for this diode is freewheeling diode. This is L. This is C. This is D. These are the positive direction of output current and voltages. This is the positive direction of capacitor current. This is the positive direction of inductor current. This is the positive direction of diode current. This is the switch S. That switch may be the BJT, MOSFET, or IGBT. Now the input voltage is given as the input voltage is given as 20 volts. Just whatever the data is given, we are taking here. This is 20 volts. The output voltage is 5 volts. The switch here, it is operating with a frequency that is given as 20 kilohertz. The value of inductance is given 200 microhenries, that we are converting into the henries, -6 henries. First parameter what we have to calculate is the duty ratio, nothing but alpha. The duty ratio alpha equal to, already we know this formula, T on by T. This is a direct formula. You can also calculate the duty ratio if you know the input voltage and output voltage, because here we know the input voltage and output voltage. We know the output voltage in buck converter V0 equal to alpha into V, because we have taken as a input voltage. So alpha equal to V0 by V. This is equal to 5 volts by 20 volts. This is equal to how much we are getting? Alpha equal to, we are getting the value as a 0.25. Alpha value is 0.25. This is the first one. Duty ratio. Next, average load current. Average load current. See here, this is the second bit. Nothing but B. Average load current I naught equal to V naught by R. V naught is 5 volts, that is given. R value also given, that is 0.5. So we are getting the average load current is 10 amperes. This is the B bit, nothing but the second bit. It is also completed. Third one is the peak to peak ripple inductor current. Nothing but delta I. In the buck converter, already we derived the expression for the delta IL, nothing but delta I. Delta I equal to alpha into V input voltage into 1 minus alpha divided by F into L. We know all the parameters, substitute all. Alpha equal to 0.25 from the equation 1. Input voltage 20 volts into 1 minus 0.25 divided by frequency is given, switching frequency, that is 20 kilohertz. 20 into 10 cube into inductance, that is, that value also given, 200 into 10 to the power minus 6. We are getting the value. We are getting the value as a 0.9375 amperes. This is delta I. Now we are going to find out the average value of current in a diode, inductor, and switching device. See, if the switch is on, just I am going to draw the waveform of the inductor current. This is the on time of the switch, T on. This is the off time of the switch. If the switch is on, the current is passing from the input voltage switch load again return to the source. In this interval, the current is increasing from minimum value to the maximum value. This is, take it as the minimum value as I1. This is I2. This is the IL. Inductor current wave. When switch is off, now this switch is off. Now this current will be freewheeled through the diode in this manner. In this interval, the current will be decreases I2 to I1, because we are assuming that this current is a continuous inductor current. Continuous inductor. So what he has, average value of current in a diode and inductor. So inductor already we know the waveform. So diode current. When the switch is on, the diode current is 0. Oh, so up to this point, because diode is not carrying any current up to here. When switch is off, the diode current equal to inductor current. So you take the same wave up to here. Next, switching device. Switching device means it is also carrying a current of, when switch is on only it is carrying a current. This is ISW. Nothing but how much current is carried by the switch. That is from I1 to I2. When switch is off, it does not carry any current. These are the waveforms for the inductor current, diode current. This is the diode current. This is the switching current. Now we have to find out the now we are going to find out the average value of diode current ID. That is fourth parameter. Average value of diode current means, see here, this is the diode current waveform. This is I2, this is I1. This time is the T of. So this current is varying from I2 to I1. If you take the average, nothing but this one. This becomes a I1 plus I2 by 2. Now this area, nothing but this area. This area divided by the total time period. That gives the diode average current. The diode average current ID equal to, this area is nothing but a I1 plus I2 by 2 into T of whole divided by T. Now this quantity I1 plus I2 by 2, that is equal to, this is equal to, see here, this is equal to I0. Because this inductor, this is nothing but an average value, I1 plus I2, this one, that is equal to I0. Because this inductor is placed near to the top. Into this T of, we can write it as a T minus T on divided by T. This is equal to I0 into 1 minus alpha. Already we know the value of I0, that is equal to 10 amperes. Duty cycle also we know 0.25. We are getting this nearly 7.5 amperes. 0.5. In the same manner, average inductor current IL. When you're going to find out the IL, see, this is the one segment. Again, you take the average of these two values, nothing but this one. Again, it is also, if you take that, here also waveform is there. So we are going to consider the one cycle. So this value equal to, this value equal to I1 plus I2 by 2 during on time as well as a off time. On time, if you find the average value I1 plus I2 by 2, off time I2 plus I1 by 2. So this total area, nothing but this total area. So I1 plus I2 divided by 2 into total time period divided by T. Because here on time and off time plus off time. So we are getting the numerator T. This T gets cancelled. Again, this value equal to I0, because I0 equal to I1 plus I2 by 2. We know this value. This is a 10 amperes. Next, switching device. This is the switching device. This is the waveform. Again, you find this is I1. This is I2. Average current over on time. This is on time. This is T on. Now this area divided by the total time period, that gives the average switching current device. That here we are writing as a ISW that is equal to I1 plus I2 by 2 into T on divided by T. This is equal to I0 into T on by T, nothing but alpha. We get in the 10 into 0.25 equal to 2.5 amperes. The next parameter is the already it is given in the problem. The ripple voltage is given. How much is the value of capacitance that we have to find out? That is E parameter. E. Here I am writing. Fifth one. In case of buck converter, we know the expression for the delta V0 equal to delta Vc. This is equal to delta I by 8 Fc. Now you find the value of C. C equal to delta I by 8 into F into delta V. The ripple in the current delta I already calculated. Delta I is nothing but delta IL. Both are same. So this value that you have to substitute 0.9375 divided by 8 into frequency is given, switching frequency 20 kilohertz into delta V, that is 20 millivolts, that we are converted to volts. If you calculate all these values, you are getting the C value. C value becomes a, this is the value of capacitance that we have to keep here. C value 292.97 microfarads. We're getting this value 292.97 microfarads. Okay. Now, the last parameter is the critical value of inductance and capacitance. That is the F. We know the formula for the critical inductance. Already we derived this one. LC equal to 1 minus alpha divided by 2F. This is equal to 1 minus 0.25 divided by 2E into frequency 20 kilohertz. You're getting the value 9.375 micro henries. If you solve this one, you are getting this. That's critical capacitance CC. CC equal to 1 minus alpha. Already we derived the expression for the buck converter. 16 into L into F. 1 minus 0.25 divided by 16 into L value is given. L value is already given in the problem. That is the L value is given here. How much L is given here? 20, 200 into 10 4 10 to the 4 wait minus 6 into F 20 into 10 cube. If we solve this one, we are getting the value critical capacitance value. We are getting the how much you are getting the critical capacitance CC equal to 12.5 microfarads. Microfarads. So, what is the physical meaning of this critical inductance and this capacitance means? These two parameters. This is the minimum value of inductance, so that inductor current becomes a discontinuous. This is the value of capacitance. How much capacitance you have to keep here, so that the rippling output voltage is 2 times the output voltage. 2 times the output. Based upon that, only we derived these two values. Those values are considered here. We are calculating. We calculated here. This is the one numerical, which is based on the buck converter. In the next class, we are going to discuss the one more numerical on the boost converter. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.